Have you ever thought about the unexpected presence of Hinduism in Africa? Yes, Africa. With a population of approximately 1.2 billion people, there are about 0.2% or 2.5 million Hindus. And this number has grown significantly in the last decade. Why? It is a statistical anomaly that often slips under the radar. But wait, could these numbers be hiding something more significant? Despite Hinduism's sparse practice across the continent in contrast to religions such as Islam and Christianity, it has been observed in some areas. These places, though they may appear out of place, showcase the beauty of Hindu culture with equal splendor to anywhere else in the world. Navigating Africa's Hindu narrative can be intricate due to the scattered distribution of these enclaves. Nonetheless, focusing on a few of the most notable ones can offer a comprehensive glimpse into this captivating story. To provide such insight, we'll look into 5 countries where Hinduism's presence stands out and explore the reasons behind its significance. And hold on to your seats because the last country on our list will leave you utterly surprised. So, are you ready to question your assumptions and explore the lesser-known story of Hinduism in Africa? Known for its stunning white sandy beaches, with the island boasting more than 150 kilometers of coastline adorned with pristine shores. While Natal was the inaugural British mainland colony to participate in the Indian Indentured Servant program, it was Mauritius, an island situated approximately 1,200 miles off the southeastern coast, that took the lead as the first British colony in Africa, and indeed, across the entire empire, to initiate the importation of Indian workers within the new post-slavery framework. Having previously hosted Indian workers during French colonial rule, Mauritius already had a population of 6,000 Indians among its 80,000 inhabitants when Britain introduced its indentured program. This existing Indian presence, coupled with the island's appeal as a work destination, particularly for recruits with familial ties there, contributed to its popularity among laborers, even as competition from other colonies intensified. Consequently, Mauritius witnessed a rapid growth in its Indian population, despite Parliament's temporary suspension of the program for 2 years due to laborers' mistreatment. Between 1834 and 1920, an astounding 700,000 laborers migrated to the island. Today, Hindus constitute 50% of Mauritius' 1.3 million population, making it the sole African nation where Hinduism boasts the highest number of adherents. Due to this significant demographic presence, the island is often referred to as Little India, where Hinduism influences public life, reflected in the fact that nearly all of its presidents and prime ministers have been Hindus, and most Hindu festivals are observed as public holidays. Before the establishment of the Union of South Africa in 1910, the region consisted of 4 distinct British colonies: Cape, Transvaal, Orange River, and Natal. It was in Natal, now part of the KwaZulu-Natal province, that Hinduism found fertile ground on the African continent. Facing a labor shortage following the abolition of slavery, the government turned to importing Indian nationals under indentured servitude contracts. Between 1860 and 1866, 7,500 impoverished Indians embarked on a journey to Natal, enticed by the promise of new opportunities under 5-year contracts. However, their reality was far from promising, as they were subjected to slave-like conditions on overcrowded ships, military-style barracks, and a 17% death rate due to diseases. Moreover, if a child turns 5, they are expected to work with their parents. Indians who tried to escape were recaptured and imprisoned. In 1891, rights of land and citizenship were made by the government, but by 1893, Indians, constituting nearly half of Natal's population, prompted government concerns and the revocation of those laws. Despite these setbacks, the Indian community continued to grow, outnumbering whites by 1904 and reaching over 160,000 immigrants by 1911. As South Africa industrialized, Hindus migrated to urban centers like Durban, where their population skyrocketed from 1,800 in 1911 to 125,000 in 1949. Facing challenges like unemployment and poverty, the community prospered, founding temples and schools to safeguard Hindu culture and offer improved prospects for their youth. Presently, Durban claims the largest concentration of South Africa's 1.3 million Indians, affirming its prominence as a pivotal center of Hindu practice beyond India. The small nation of Seychelles saw its beginnings with French settlement in 1770, where plantations were established and worked by slaves brought by the French. Following the transfer of the islands to British control in 1814, Seychelles flourished under new governance, witnessing population growth and economic prosperity driven by coconut, crop, sugarcane, and cotton production. However, the abolition of slavery in 1833 dealt a blow to the nation's economy. During the colonial era, Indians were brought to the Seychelles Islands as slaves. Those who opted to remain on the islands maintained their Hindu faith, integrated with the local population, and over time, a vibrant Hindu community emerged. In 1901, among a total population of 20,000 individuals, 322 Hindus were residing. By 2010, this number had surged to over 2,150 among 120,000 people in Seychelles. Today, Hinduism stands as the second largest religion in Seychelles after Christianity, necessitating the establishment of dedicated places of worship. In the early 1990s, the Seychelles Hindu community achieved a significant milestone with the construction of the first and only Hindu temple on the island, the Arul Mihu Navsakti Vinayagar temple, dedicated to Lord Ganesha, who is the remover of obstacles and prayed first during any traditional Hindu ceremony. In the late 1890s, the British imported around 40,000 Indian workers to construct the Uganda Railway, connecting Kampala to Mombasa, Kenya. Most workers returned to India after completing the project in 1902, but some stayed behind, taking on roles in railways, retail, and administration. This Indian community was later joined by new immigrants, primarily traders, who established thriving businesses. Their economic contributions were crucial during and after colonial rule. However, post-colonial discrimination against Indians escalated, culminating in General Idi Amin's 1972 law that ordered nearly 80,000 Indian origin residents to leave Uganda within 90 days. Forced to abandon their businesses and homes, the expelled Indians migrated to various countries. Uganda's economy suffered due to the loss of skilled professionals. 2 decades later, anti-Indian laws were repealed, offering reclaimed properties to the original owners. Despite the opportunity, most chose not to return. Nevertheless, a minority did come back, reclaiming businesses and contributing to Uganda's economic resurgence. Today, 30,000 Uganda Indians play a dominant role in various sectors, employing over 1 million indigenous workers and generating more than 65% of the country's domestic revenue. In the mid-20th century, Ghana's Indian community was small, primarily Gujaratis who came as merchants during colonial times. After India's partition in 1947, Sindhis also joined them. Initially, Indian migrants practiced Hinduism privately, assuming Ghanaians wouldn't appreciate it. Hindu traditions remained within the Indian community. However, Ghanaians encountered Hinduism through soldiers' stories from World War II. Hindi movies and astrologers further fueled curiosity. In the 1970s, Hindu groups actively shared traditions despite initial resistance. As a result, Hinduism gained traction among Ghana's native population. ISKCON also has a significant presence. With over 30,000 Hindus, the indigenous community surpasses the Indian one, making Hinduism Ghana's fastest-growing religion. From Mauritius to Durban, each country offers a unique perspective on Hinduism's resilience and adaptability.